Hey guys, Jeff here at Zip Hearing, and today I want to talk about invisible hearing aids. But first, hit that like button and I'll keep the videos coming. Okay, there's a few things that I have to mention just so we're on the same page. You should know that there are pros and cons to invisible hearing aids. I'm not going to get into them in this video. I made another video about that. Definitely check it out. The other thing to know is, unfortunately, not everyone who wants invisible hearing aids is a candidate for invisible hearing aids or will do well with invisible hearing aids. So before you spend a bunch of time looking into your options, first, make sure you're a candidate. The easiest way to do that is to get a hearing test, preferably a legit hearing test from a provider in your town, but you could even do one online. Look at your test results, and if your scores fall in this area, which indicates a severe or profound hearing loss, invisible hearing aids just aren't going to work. They just aren't going to be powerful enough. But if you have a mild to moderate hearing loss, they probably will work for you. They will be the most discreet hearing aid possible, and this video is for you. Okay, so let me give you some kind of perspective as to where invisible hearing aids fall within the world of hearing aids. So there's a bunch of different hearing aid styles, and you'll see the styles written like BTE for behind the ear, ITE, in the ear. So invisible hearing aids are just one style of hearing aid, and they are called IICs, and that stands for invisible in canal. And here's why. When I put this hearing aid in my ear canal, it fits so deep that it completely disappears. It's invisible in the canal. Now, if you're wondering why it's black, well, that's because when you look in the ear, past a certain point, all you can see is the shadow, also black, so it makes the hearing aid hide better. This particular hearing aid is custom made, meaning it was built based off of a mold of my ear. It's made by a company called Starkey. Starkey actually created the first IIC hearing aid back in 2010. This is the newest version of that original model. And partly because they've been building this kind of hearing aid the longest, Starkey is widely considered by many people in the profession to make the best custom and invisible hearing aids. If you want an invisible hearing aid, Starkey is a great choice. Personally, it would probably be my first choice. And one of the reasons I say that is pretty consistently, we find that Starkey can make invisible hearing aids smaller than any other manufacturer, and with invisible hearing aids, the smaller the better. So like I said, this is custom made for my ear, and all invisible hearing aids from the major manufacturers are custom made except for one, and it's made by a company called Signia. This is called the Silk, and it has its own video here. If you're gonna consider any invisible hearing aid other than Starkey, this is a good one that I'd recommend because it's so much different than all the other hearing aids on the market. Silky is what is called off the shelf. It's one size fits all. You can see how different it looks than the Starkey hearing aid because it's not based on a custom ear mold. There's a few things I like about this hearing aid. First, because it's not custom molded and it's not such a tight fit in your ear, if your ear canal is large enough, this hearing aid can allow your ear to breathe more when you wear it. It lets air pass through, which ends up feeling more comfortable than a custom hearing aid does and sounding more natural. So if you've tried custom in-ear hearing aids and you just couldn't tolerate them or thought that they weren't comfortable, this is a great hearing aid to try. Another nice feature of this hearing aid is because it's not custom molded, you don't have to wait weeks for it to be built. I mean, you can get fit with this hearing aid right after your hearing test. And I really like that you can control this hearing aid discreetly from an app. That's a pretty rare and nice feature for invisible hearing aids. I'll talk about that more in a second. So you'll have to decide if you want a custom hearing aid like the Starkey or a non-custom hearing aid like the Signia. Your hearing provider will also help you make that decision. But another thing to think about when you consider invisible hearing aids is what kind of control or adjustments you'll want to be able to make to them. There are 3 different ways that invisible hearing aids can be controlled, and it could make or break your experience with them. So give this some consideration. So if you want to change the volume or other sound settings of the hearing aids, there's a few ways you can do it, and each brand and each product is going to come with different options here. So it's not like every model on the market can be controlled by these 3 ways. It's going to vary. There are electronic remote controls, magnetic controls, or apps. Electronic remote controls work just like you'd expect, almost like a TV remote. You just hit the button and you can turn the hearing aids up, down, whatever. Magnetic controls are a little bit different. You can put it on a keychain, for example, and then you just hold it up to your ear right next to your hearing aid. The hearing aid plays a sound that lets you know that you changed whatever setting. And then apps also work just how you'd expect. You download an app that the hearing aid manufacturer makes, and you can use it to adjust the hearing aid settings that way. Apps are, I think, the nicest option, but they are pretty rare. Most invisible hearing aids can't be controlled that way. So I hope this has given you just a few things to think about as you consider different invisible hearing aids. And again, I strongly recommend watching this video so you can see the pros and cons of invisible hearing aids as compared to other styles. You should definitely be aware of some of the limitations of invisible hearing aids before you buy them. If you think you want to try this kind of hearing aid, we'd love to put you in touch with a hearing provider near you that we work with to get you a risk-free trial period. Just click that link and we'll be in touch with you shortly. And that's a wrap for this video. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button and I'll see you on the next one.